Okay, so for the second level of analysis of your infographic, you need to look into each of those boxes that you identify in the first step and decide what should be the information structure inside those boxes. So let's start with the top box. So for this box, we can identify two elements here. One is the picture itself, which is something that we will need to extract later on. And so the picture would be that the blue part with that kind of banner like. So we would just extract the rectangular area of that picture. And the second element would be the text. So this the facts on leaks text, we could represent this also as an HTML element. So in this case, for this box, we would have an image. And actually, let's write this as HTML, so img, and a piece of text. For the text, we can use a number of different elements, of HTML elements, but I'm going to use the paragraph element. And of course, here we could already write the content, and you should do that when you write on your HTML file. Here, I'm not going to write the full content because I don't have enough space, but you could write here the text. So the facts on leaks. And so this would be, these two elements, they would be inside that the div that we already identified for the header box. Now we have other elements, other boxes here. So let's, for instance, focus on this one. And on this one, we have, again, we have a picture, the picture of the drop, that blue area. And inside the picture, we have some text. So we have the 10. So this would be another element. And then below the picture, we have another piece of text. So in this case, the text has 3 lines, but we actually don't need to model this as 3 elements. We can just say it's an element of text that is displayed with 3 lines. So in this case, this box would be represented as an image, an img, and then a paragraph. And of course here I can write the 10 already because it's short. And then another paragraph. And here I won't write because I don't have space. Okay, so this box would be represented with these 3 HTML elements. Then we have another box, the one with the tub picture, and again here we can identify a number of elements. The first, and when I say first, it is because I'm analyzing this from top to bottom and just more or less following this natural top to bottom sequence. So the first element that appears would be a text element, so a paragraph. And then we have the image of the tub itself. And of course, again, we will still need to extract this from the infographic. So this would be an img. And then inside the tub, or let's say over the picture of the tub, we have one element of text here, and we have another here. In this case, it's better to say that we have 2 elements because the text has different visual aspects. So the first line is very big. The second line, the text is very small. So it will make it easier then to apply the correct styles if we say that these are two elements instead of a single text element. So I will model this as the first P. I won't write the rest because I don't have enough space. And then this would be another element. So this box here would be represented with these 4 HTML elements. Maybe let's look at the final example. So let me just clear this up so that it doesn't confuse us. So let's look at this one. And again, so this map box. And again, we can just follow the top to bottom direction and try to identify elements of information. So the first would be the first line. Then we have another line, but this should be separate elements because I have different styles. So this would be a paragraph. This would be another paragraph. Then we can find here an image. So this would be an image, an img. And over the image we see a piece of text. So this would be another P. And then we see another line of text. And then another element of text, in this case with 2 lines, but they have the same style, so we can say it's a single element. Then we have another picture, the roof. Again, inside the picture, more or less inside the picture, we have another text element, that 11. And finally, the last line of text. So this map box here has quite a few HTML elements. And of course, for now, we are just trying to map out the information structure. When we put these elements in our HTML, they will just be in sequence from top to bottom. We won't have this visual layout yet, but that's not what we are for now looking for. We will match the layout later on with CSS. There's still one step that we need to perform, but I will show that in a different video. And that last step is how to extract the individual images that we need to compose our infographic on the web. I'll show that in a different video.